We live, direct, in effect.
Right now?
Right now,
Oh,
which is okay. You can do that.
I'm trying to
Maybe some people will come in. Doesn't really matter. But they give them time if they wanted to come in and ask questions.
let me share it.
Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty. So we here live and direct. We're gonna talk about what was on the cards. What was on the cards, and what was the lead up to making it about the cards. I'm gonna give my perspective, and then Kendra's gonna give her perspective, and we'll go from there.
Let's talk about our weekend. We had a pretty nice
We
weekend.
did have a good weekend. What was good about your weekend?
Really? Like,
What was that? What was the best part of your weekend?
I mean, I got proposed to.
Yeah, you did.
We had a good steak dinner. That was good.
Yeah, didn't finish it.
I barely ate.
Yeah,
I couldn't eat after that.
yeah. I don't think I would have been able to eat trying to wait. You know what I mean? So it's like even when I got the food, I was like, and it was over because I did it because I thought that I would have it all out the way
Mm-hmm.
and then be ready to eat.
Yeah,
But no, it still didn't. It still didn't
You have
help
to
at
deal
all.
with my dramatics.
You was
No.
not dramatic at all.
Oh, that's true.
You was not dramatic. It was definitely
I
in
was
your
not
mind.
as dramatic as I
Yeah,
thought
that's
that I was going to
That was
be.
definitely in your
Like
mind.
for sure.
That was definitely in your mind. I'm like,
Sure.
are you? I'm like, is she excited? Because this is not the excitement that I know about that she be giving off. Yeah. And so look, as people come in, welcome in to the people. Um, let me see. I'm also trying to reach out to and create another one, show it over here on Instagram, right? So as I'm doing this, I'll talk about we'll talk about when we first met, but we're not doing it today, but just like we'll talk about that at a different time. But just FYI, we met through Facebook. I'll just give you that point, and
You're trying to argue with me.
I thought we were going to talk about it. So it sounds like you want to talk about it. Okay.
We
So
can
I
give
was
the
not. I
Cliff
was. We get the
Notes.
cliff notes. You said I was trying to argue with you. No, I put up a post. Nobody asked you to come on my post,
That's true.
right? You pretty much came in and tried to police my post.
I did not try to police your
I
post.
mean,
I
it
gave
sounds
an opinion.
that's what police do sometimes.
I gave an opinion,
You gave an opinion, okay?
and we went back and forth for a little bit.
What's a little bit?
You accused me of insulting
I
you.
did. I did. I said, like, why are you trying to insult me? Like, I totally didn't read that, but that's what I was used to whenever I make a post that specifically about women. Women would automatically go to an insult. And so that's what my mindset went to.
No, I was trying to give you a different point of view.
Yeah.
Because you were, I didn't agree with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you didn't agree, but what I was saying was right. Well, it's cool.
We don't have to have that conversation again.
Yeah, we're gonna have
a year later, have our views changed.
That's a great question.
And I would think that yours would because, the post was about how women dress.
Mm-hmm. That's how they determines what type of man that approaches them.
No.
Okay.
I get all kinds of men who approach me, and it ain't because of how I dress.
You're talking about you specifically. I'm talking about women in general.
Okay. We'll have to do this at another time.
We'll have to do it another time. So I'm gonna trying to get these people over here. Let me see. So one of the things that I did, like I got the ring 3 weeks ago, right? And before I got the ring, I was like, thinking about how would I propose, and so I asked the kids, How should I propose? G was like, I don't know. Josh was like, I don't know why you asking me. Basically.
Right. Why were you asking?
Right. and not asking too many adults at the time.
Right.
I wasn't, but I really wanted them to be a part.
Yeah.
Right. Because they love you very much, and they're excited. They was excited for Daddy when I was telling. They had been asking like 2 months when am I going to marry you, right? And so when I end up getting so I took them to go with I took them with me to get the ring.
Okay. So before this, he had taken me to a jeweler to see what I like. Like it's been like what 2 months, like around September, and I was like, "What are we doing? Are you just selling me a dream?"
That, yeah.
like
that weekend, you was hot. That weekend, you was hot. Like, what are we doing? Why would you do that? I think you playing with me. Something like that. I was like, man, that was not.
Are you doing this to keep me?
That did not go well. that is not what I was trying to do. As far as trying to keep you, I wouldn't say trying to keep you, but I was trying to let you see that I was for real. Yeah. But that's the way that that's the way that I knew.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm glad you did that because you got exactly what I wanted. Like exactly.
That's what's up.
I love my ring.
What's up, Mama? What's up, Mama? Hope you're doing well. And so I was like, how can I make it something that is me, as well as that you would be cool with? And so I went into a mode of just trying to
But
ask
what was
people.
the deciding factor?
The deciding factor of using the cards? Or the deciding factor of what?
Of you even proposing.
Oh, well, I wanted to marry you.
Okay.
That was the deciding factor. It was like if you want to talk about when I wanted to marry you, when I thought that.
I mean, like why 3 weeks ago? Like, what did something happen to make you be like, okay?
Yeah, I had the resources. Like I was able to say, okay, I know where my resources are going to come from to be able to afford a ring. You know, and I like to give people what they ask for. Like that's just me with my kids. Anybody, like you say, if they say that they want a computer, like I'm trying to figure out how to get it. Right. And so you said you wanted something, and I was like, okay, let me figure out how I can do that. Right. And so that's what. Well,
you brought it up. You brought up the ring. I didn't ask for it.
You didn't. You didn't bring it up, but I asked because I wanted to get it what you wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You wanted to get the type of ring that I wanted.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why I brought it up. And I also brought up the ring because I wanted you to know that I was for real. Right. But I'm not like other dudes, like most dudes. I won't say that. Like I like to follow through, but I also like to know what it is that the person wants so that I know that, okay, that's the standard.
Or you being considerate.
Yes.
I gotta wear it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I didn't think I got a ring. We'll get to that when we get to the cards. Because on the card, he said...
Hey, you giving away.
Okay.
Let him stay for the show.
Okay.
So then, so let's see. So 3 weeks ago, that's what was going on. And then the ring was I thought it was supposed to come a week ago. Because they told me when I was buying, they was like, okay, well, it'll be ready in 2 weeks. And so I'm trying to get ready for 2 weeks. And then when I called, they said, call, I think, a Wednesday. And they was like, well, no, it won't be ready this week. It's going to, not this Friday. It's going to be the following Friday. Okay. I'm like, why y'all tell me? And then when we got invited to the ball, I was like, bet. It's a perfect time.
So you got to tell them what ball.
Okay, the margarita ball.
Yes.
The margarita ball. What's up, Ricky? What's up, man? Appreciate you, Doc. You know, so the margarita ball is a charity event, right? And they raise money and they bring toys to get ready for for Christmas to give to kids. And I didn't know this until I got there. Well, right before I got there, I would say. And also on the same night, my cousin Kiana had a birthday.
Yes.
that I had already reserved for like 2 months ago.
Right.
I was like, I was like, I don't want to tell her that I booked 2 things at the same time. I'm like, but I got to, and I got to see how this is gonna work, right? And so then when I realized that, I was like, okay, so I got, and so you work with me. You say, okay, we can go to both, and we'll go one time, then the other one the other time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that, Brittany B. And so then what ends up happening is that I'm like, okay, so what's the game plan to get her to say, not to get her to say yes, but to know for me to plan it in a way that you wouldn't know.
Okay. So it just so happened I was having a horrible week.
Yeah.
Like just horrible. And I was just feeling low. Like I like cried like every day, right? I was crying a lot, just feeling discouraged and everything. So he was like, let me take you out. I want to take you to dinner,
And that's the whole point. And then
right. So I thought that's why he was taking me out, just to cheer me up, because it was just a long, hard week for me. And so I had no idea. Like, I knew we had talked about marriage and all of that, but
talk about marriage for
a while, but I didn't think that you were ready or close to proposing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just thinking about the time we've been together. Like, I was thinking probably more Christmas time or after the first of the year.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
But I wasn't thinking that week because I just had so much going on.
But do you remember 2 months ago you said, man, I want to get proposed to in like November. I was like, that's 2 months away. Like, are you for real?
What was I doing when I said
I don't know. I don't know. And also on your in your Facebook thing where you click or whatever, it says that you'll be proposed to by the end of this year.
Oh yeah, the little.
And you sent it to me. I think you linked me into it. So I think you were trying to apply pressure or something.
I wasn't trying to apply pressure. I swear I wasn't. I swear I wasn't. But I guess you could see it that way, but I wasn't thinking that way.
Yeah. I was like, man, are you serious? In 2 months? Like I didn't have my stuff together 2 months ago. I was trying to get my stuff together.
Well,
I was working. Yeah, that's true.
You had stuff with you that was going on.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But in how I operate, I mean, you only know me for, like 10 months, right? But how my mind operates is that I want it to be together now.
Right.
I want it to be together now, and then I can move how I want to move.
Yeah, but I kept telling you it's coming.
You did. You did. And I'm appreciative of you staying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so,
for staying.
Because at any point in time, you could have left because, other women, I would say, with, in the situation that I'm in.
You have to explain a little bit.
Okay, for sure.
Because it's people who your people know.
That's fair. That's
probably
fair.
The people that follow me don't.
For sure. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So over a year ago, I lost my late wife Jen. So August 13th, and so I lost her to COVID, and so then 6 months later, I meet Kendra, right? And I'm like, this is crazy, but if I go back, I'll tell you that my son Ethan, he was like, Dad, you need to get married this year.
That's because you were trying to make them tacos every night.
It was not. It was that I was just grieving really bad. Yeah. Like I was in a really dark space, and I was like, But he said this month, but he meant this year. And I say, gee, what do you think about that? And she was like, I think that makes sense. That you do need somebody there. And I was like, it's not possible. That's not possible.
Then you started a fight with me.
That was early. That was the first week. That was the first weekend of January of this year, 2022. And 3 weeks later is when the post happened, and then when I met you. Yeah. Then it seems like we're getting into it. So it's like then my mom surprised me. Like she was like, "Hey, I'm here." She came from out of town.
Right.
And that allowed us to spend basically the whole week together.
Right.
You
You were
know,
like, "Can I see you today?" And I was like, "Okay." And you're like, the next day, "Can I see you today?" And I'm like, "Where your kids?"
that's a fact. So we come back to the point of like the proposal, and it was like, well, I'm going to use. I wanted to use something different in the scavenger hunt is what my thought process was, but my camera guy wasn't going to be there, so I'm like, okay, guys, so I got to figure something different out.
So you plan for Friday?
Yeah, I planned for Friday when I knew about the ball,
Okay.
and I knew that the ring was for sure going to be in on Friday,
Okay.
right? And then Kiana's birthday party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then on Wednesday is when the card idea came to me.
Okay. Now how did that happen?
How did that happen? Because I like to write.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to write exactly all the things that I'm thinking and how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be able to do a song. I'm not gonna be able to do a poem. So let me do something like that would be really different.
Right. And you give me cards, like just because cards a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Put in my windshield.
Yeah.
I'm at work.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, so I'm like, okay, so I do the card. And I think Thursday. It was one. I think it was Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday that I was taking Jordy to school, and I got a flat tire.
Oh yeah, yes. Okay.
Right, I got a flat tire. It's 8:00. I can't go to work. I get it towed to, the Discount Tire, and Discount Tire. I'm about to go eat, and then I remember Hallmark is right there, and I'm like, this is the time that I need to go look for the cards.
I'm trying to come get you.
Yes.
And you're like, no. I was like, but
No.
you stuck. Like,
I said I'll be fine.
Get you.
Yeah, I'm saying I'll be fine. Dope chick, right? Come and get me. She's like 35 minutes away. So I said no. But at that time, I wasn't thinking about the Hallmark.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about the Hallmark place until I actually saw it. Okay, because I was going to go to Chick-fil-A, and so I get in the Hallmark place, and I'm asking the lady. It's like, do you have a card that says we used to be friends and now, we're about to get married? She said, we don't got that. I said, okay, you don't got that. I said, okay, well.
That's kind of how it started. Because when we first met, he told me, like, look, I just want conversation. I just lost my wife. Like, I just, like, miss talking to, a woman. I just want to, like, be friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm sick of these dudes. I don't want to talk to nobody. Yeah, we can be friends. I wasn't looking for a man,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And so then that's true. So then we get to the point of I'm talking to the lady, and she sees this as an opportunity for her to be able to do her job. Because typically,
the Hallmark store is like so lit.
Yeah, right. And it's around Thanksgiving, Christmas. People are getting cards or whatever.
Right.
But when I told her my idea, she was like trying to look for every card with me, right, and tell me where everything was. And so, yeah, for sure. And then, they, before I left, it was like, congrats. They say good luck. Is what they said. Mm-hmm. And so I started looking through the cards, and I said, I want something that talks about friendship. And then I came across the first card. Mm-hmm. And the first card that you're going to read was the one that
that started it all.
That started it all. That's like, okay, well, I want the card to start from where we were.
Right now?
Yeah, where we are right now, and then kind of segue. So go ahead and read the first.
Okay, so this is the first one. So again, I was having a really bad week. Like, I'm like, enrollment is down at the school. Like, I'm trying to like get clients, like do all these different things.
Make up school. Yes,
I was doing a lot and was just overwhelmed, and So I got this, and it says, I care so much about you and what's going on, especially now. Life keeps coming at you, and I wish I had a way to make it stop, or at least slow it down, so you can catch your breath and take a break. But every day that you get up and keep going, that's strength. And every time you put one foot in front of the other, not knowing where things may go, that's bravery. You've got this, but you've got me too. Don't forget I'm here for whatever you need. So I was like, oh, that's sweet. And so then he handwrites this. He said, life wasn't meant or designed to be easy. However, through hard work, planning, and consistency, you can do it. You have to constantly believe in yourself. I remember you telling of the life you wanted, how you want to be rich and wealthy. Well, that requires a path that most can't go through because their mental makeup isn't there. However, you got what it takes. So when you see me in a video and I start tearing up, like I was having like a hard time, like not a hard time, but I was very touched. And he always finds like the most perfect cards for me. And I was like, how did you find this that says exactly what I'm going through right now? And I was like, I appreciate it. Right. So I'm just like,
you ignored that
statement. Huh?
I said, I'm me.
You're like, who am I? And I was like, what? Like I
find cards.
Oh yeah, you find cards. Okay. So I didn't understand, but I was like, okay, you know. Oh, where's my food? Like that's what I was like. And so then he slides me another card, and I'm just like, oh, you know, and I'm like, oh, he's going overboard, you know. He really wants me to feel better. So this is the friendship card where he talks about us being friends. And y'all ignore my nails. I've been trying to teach myself how to do my own nails. So in the video, you also hear me saying, why you didn't tell me to get my nails done? And that's because I've been practicing on my nails and they all weren't done.
And I'm like, I didn't know. That's a part too. You was like, you gotta wait for me to get my nails done.
That's what I'm saying.
Your nails wasn't done, right?
Oh, babe, your nails aren't done.
But I did not know that you practicing that you was not gonna like the nails that you did, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like
I wasn't complete. Like I had one hand is done.
I didn't know.
And then one hand is done. I had like one pinky finger done. Y'all, a mess. Anywho, so this one is the friendship card. So it says, having a friend like you is like having a little extra sunshine in my life. No matter what, you bring a little extra warmth, a little extra optimism, a little boost of happiness whenever I need it. No days too stressful that sharing a laugh with you about it can't cheer me up. And no problems too sticky that you can't help me through it with your listening, spot on advice. So for all that fun and support and understanding you bring, I just want to say thank you. You're a bright spot in my life, and I'm so glad we're friends. So that's why I was like, oh, we're friends. You know, we are friends. But I was like, why are you like, thank you, you know? And
the whole point was I'm trying to throw you out.
Right. Mm-hmm. But I had no clue. I'm still just sitting here like, oh, he's just really with him in the card store. Yeah. You know, so he wrote some more. So he says, what would my life be if I never reached out to you? What would my life be like if you never said yes to my invitation? What would my life be like if I didn't make the post to start a conversation? I don't want to know because I'm so glad I did the post for you to say yes to. So he stuck on me saying yes. So
she has no clue. She can't explain why she did it.
Yes, like we were in a Facebook group. He made a post.
Go through the story. Go ahead.
It's real quick. We're going back and forth, you know, disagreeing and stuff like that, and coming to a common ground. And he was like, I would like to talk to you outside of here. Is that okay? And I was like, for what? You know? And
to yourself, you said that.
Yes, I didn't say it to you. Mm-hmm. But I was like, okay. And so.
You didn't say it at that moment, did you?
No, I waited a couple hours. Mm-hmm. And then I said, sure, you know, thinking that he probably wouldn't contact me for real, you know?
Hey.
And so, no, he slid in the DMs. And I was like, okay. Well, I didn't say anything for it. I think I waited.
You ghosted me.
I said, not ghost you.
I said, well, yeah, that's what that is when you don't respond. You literally told the kids, if you don't answer, that's rude. Okay, proceed. So anyway, so I decided I said, you know what? She didn't say yes or no, so maybe she got lost or something, you know.
I was busy.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Right, you busy, and so then I end up saying, I hit her back up and said, would you like to talk still? And she said yes, and I said when, and she was like, what about right now? And so we talked. And that first night we talked for about 4 hours.
Yes. before I.
Mm-hmm. What's the next card?
Okay.
And shout out to Aunt Teresa because she was like, I want to know what these cards said.
I thought it was Aunt Susan.
No, that was Aunt Teresa, my uncle's little wife.
Oh yeah. Then we get is this am I in the right order? Yeah, 3. Then it says our love can do anything. So I'm like, okay. So by this time I'm thinking, oh, he couldn't fit everything that he wanted to say in one card, so he got me 3. That's sweet, So then I was like, so it says, in this unpredictable world we live in, I'm glad we have each other to hold on to and love. I'm very thankful for something so amazing and for someone so amazing, you. And then he says, from your cuddle buddy. And then I call him Dr. Sothroat. So he just fine. That's it. So I was like, oh, okay, that's sweet.
Oh, Miss Barbara said, I wanted to know too what was on the card. She's the one, shout out to Miss Barbara. She's the one that edited my dissertation.
Oh, okay.
And I barely had any issues on the editing as a result.
You can't throw that in there.
Yeah. Your boy's a doctor.
You sure are. Dr. Soko. Okay. So then we have this card that says, some days we're crazy about each other and some days we just drive each other crazy, which is true. But it all comes down to the same thing. I'm crazy in love with you. And he says, he wrote again, handwritten note. One of the things we both do is being petty to one another and others. More funny when you do it to others, LOL. So that's it. And I was like, okay. Like, at this point, I'm just like, this don't have nothing to do with my day or my week. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, is she catching on? Nah,
I was not. I was not catching on.
By the time I'm already recording, right, and trying to say things to, and this is say things that would make sure that you wasn't onto anything.
Right. I was like,
so just trying to make it a part of the
conversation.
I was like,
did you buy a card for each day that I had a bad day? Yeah. And so then,
and this is the one I thought that you was
this card.
I thought you make think something.
At this point, I was like, okay, this is getting kind of redundant.
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
I was like,
oh my goodness, such a bad attitude. I'm glad you didn't say that out loud.
I know. Right? I was very appreciative of the cards, and I was emotional, and I was like, "Oh, he's trying so hard to be so sweet," So
I don't have to try hard to be sweet, though.
Oh. Yeah, I'm still gonna marry him.
I told you I got problems. I'm trying to work on myself.
So it just has like a little sun on it, nothing on the front. And then it says, this next chapter is where it really gets good. And he says, why? Because I said and believe so. We are an unstoppable team. And that's when in the video you hear me say, yes, we are a very good team.
Absolutely.
And why? Because we support each other.
That's a fact. We do support each other. And so at this point, I'm like, okay. And I'm nervous. Like, before you even got to the cards, like, just so y'all know, that day was a very busy day for me because I have to travel with my job and I needed to go take care of some things. I also got to pick up my young one, and so I also had to go, and I had to pick up both my girls, and then I also had to go get the ring, and then I had to go get dressed, and then I had to get
still doing hair.
Yeah, you still doing hair, and I had to go to I had to get to the restaurant because I wanted to have the cards there with him because I was like, I don't have a clue how I'm gonna get these cards in without you knowing.
Okay.
And so that's why I was like, let's take the Uber, right?
Right.
So it would make a lot of things easier in and out, and so when I got to the restaurant, that's when you seen me. I went to the restroom. Well, you weren't paying attention, but I went to the restroom, right?
Yeah, and, like you didn't say anything. Like I was like in my phone, like we all do. So I was looking.
I don't do that. Just saying, like I'm just trying to keep it 100 for the people. Okay, trying to keep it 100.
So I was in my phone and I looked up and he was gone. And I was like normally you say I'm going to the restroom. So you just disappeared. And I was like, okay. So
and so in the meantime, I'm going to talk to the waitress and tell them that I need the cards And so I did go to the restroom to give them time to find the cards. And when I came back, I'm talking to them and I'm looking for the cards, but you're still in your phone. So then, so they give me the cards. The waitress, she was at the table at that time, right? That was on purpose from her perspective, because then when I walk behind her, you can't see me with the cards.
I did not.
Right.
I was talking to her.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Right. So they all knew. Like they all,
that.
they all knew about it. And so I'm behind. So I come behind her, and then that's when I'm sitting on the couch, and the cards are in the couch, and then the ring is in my jacket pocket. Side note on that, right? We took the Uber, and I said, "Oh man, I said I forgot something. I gotta go get it."
No, you said I left my wallet.
No, that's not how it went.
You did. You said I left my wallet, and I said I'll pay for it.
No, I'm gonna tell you exactly how it went, because I remember, because I was nervous.
I said I will pay for it.
Listen, you did, but this is how it went. I said, I forgot something. You're like, what you forget? I said, my wallet. She's like, you're like, that's okay. That's what you said.
Right.
And I was like, no, I got to go get it.
I was like,
right. And I had forgot
you trying to
the
damn me
ring.
paying for dinner for
I
once?
had the ring in my bag.
Okay.
And I was like, this plane can't go unless I have the ring. Right. And so that's when I came back here.
You made the Uber. She was so rude.
Yeah,
we gave her 1 star. She was so rude. Thanks. And so I thought she was gonna put me out. We were waiting on you.
So we get there and we do that, and then we order. So the cards are on my right, and then the ring is in the box in my pocket. And so when you get to this particular card,
the last card,
that's when I'm like, I wanted to, and I thought, and this the card that I was looking for, but they didn't have it, and so I had to create my own card.
Okay. So this card says, "I'm sorry, I can no longer be your boyfriend," and I'm like, "You said I only had to break up with me?" And so then
and that was my thinking, that you would think that.
I was like, "We're in a nice restaurant, but I will knock something over." Like, don't bring me all the way here and break up with me. I'm like, because I know I had a bad week, and I'm like, oh, you probably sick of me. But it says, "I'm ready to be more." And at that point, I was like, okay. And it says, "Time to make an honest woman out of you."
You know why I wrote that?
Because of my sister.
Early in the week, I think that was Wednesday, maybe. She was like, I said, "When can I call you sis?" And she was like, "When you make an honest woman out of her." And so I kept that in my mind, and that's when I wrote that.
Yes. And it says, "Will you marry me?" And then it says on here, guys, "Ring to come soon." So ring to come soon. So I'm thinking that he doesn't have a ring yet. And I'm really thinking to myself, he's just telling me he wants to marry me, that type of thing. So I'm like, yes, of course I will marry you. But I didn't think that there was a ring. There was not a ring. He didn't have the ring out. He didn't get on one knee.
Let me set before you move to the next one. So that's crazy, because another part of the story is that before I left the house, I was telling everybody the kids what I was going to do, and Jordana, my 4-year-old, I said, I'm going to go propose to and ask Miss Kiki to marry me, and she was like, "Daddy, this is what you got to do," and she drops to one knee. This 4-year-old drops to one knee. And I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, she got to do this, Daddy." And she's on the knee with her hand in the air, right? And I said, "Who told you that?" And she's like, "Mommy told me." I was like, "What? That's crazy." So in the video, I'm so nervous. Like I had said I am going to do that.
What you were nervous for?
Because I like execution.
Okay.
I like to execute well. And so I didn't get on the knee because I didn't. It just literally slipped my mind because I was just trying to focus on.
I was like, "Are you serious?" And I was like, "Yes, I'll marry you." And then all of a sudden, he was just like,
"That's a little aggressive."
That's how you did it, but you was just like, "Here."
That is so inaccurate.
That's what you did. Here.
Okay.
Take this ring.
I do it. So okay, yeah. So then I did. You said, "Is that it?" Because it was still in the box. I hadn't opened it. I opened it, and your reaction was what?
I was like, "Oh my God! Like this is happening. This is it. Like you doing this? Yeah."
That was not your expression. This is what you were like. Yes. It's like it's.
I had already said yes before you put the box out
Oh,
there.
but it wasn't an excitement when you said yes. Not from what I know. You're very jovial. Like you are. You have you smile and you laugh all the time.
It took me a minute for it to sink in.
Yeah.
But by the time we got back to my loft, I was like,
"Where was this? Where was this at?"
It had to sink in for me. I was like, yes. And I was like, come here. Like, why are you over there? I'm like, come here.
That was the whole point. That's why I sat on the other side.
Which is weird because we always sit on the same side.
Yeah,
yes. So I was like, why are you over there? You need to come over here. Yeah. And so and then the people next to us start clapping and And
then you start calling people.
I called my sister.
Yeah. Shout out to her. Sis, can I call sis? We'll ask her.
Is she on here?
No, she's not on here.
Oh.
Yeah, she's not on here. So that is the how I proposed to her. And her saying yes. She's a dope chick. Otherwise I wouldn't be with her. You know what I'm saying? She has helped me find my groove back. And as well as help me become better. That's okay. We listen. I'm one of the suavest dudes you know. Shout out to Humble Dad. Shout out to Humble Dad. Remember the guy said Humble Dad ain't humble. You thought that was so hilarious. You still think that's hilarious.
Humble Dad ain't humble.
I'm a work in progress, man. For sure. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Hey, y'all need to go check out her website, www.ksbsstudios.com. Has an incredible makeup school for those that want to learn how to do makeup. 1 week course, 2 week course, and shout out to those that live in. Even it doesn't matter where you live because
most of my students don't even live here in Dallas. You can fly here and set you up.
Absolutely.
For class and help you find jobs.
That's a fact. And then don't forget to go over there on humbledad.live. Pick up some gear for that dad in your life. Mm-hmm. We're going to continue to do great things over here.
We're going to show you the ring. Here's the ring, y'all. Just in case y'all wanted to see it. He did good. Don't look at my nails.
Yes, Lucas. It must have been. I think it was the beard. Like, she was attracted to me from day one.
Here you go.
I'm not.
We were arguing day one.
That's a fact.
And then by the time we got on the phone with each other, it was this long conversation. And we just always have things to talk about, even to this day. We can sit up and talk and be around each other all the time. We were talking to a friend who was saying that somebody she was talking to was getting on their nerves, on her nerves. She was like, he wants to talk every day. And I'm like, if you don't want to talk to him every day, he's not the person, because I could sit up and talk to you all day long. We always have something. We can just sit by ourselves and be just fine to be with the kids or, go have fun, turn up, everything.
Absolutely. Well, shout out to those that tuned in and will tune in. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, and more coming soon.
Please like, share.
It helps comment. The algorithm. Absolutely.
Yes, it helps.
And then it probably helps some dudes out there learn how to propose. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to set a trend. All right. Until next time, we out here. Deuces.
Deuces.
It's still on, so be aware.
Don't be rash.
Yeah.